Okay, I'll give you a clue. Um, think of the conditions that we studied for the jazz world tradition. What were they? Tell me some of the ad bellum and in bello conditions. Legitimate authority, just cause. You have a just cause, which is sort of in terms of legitimate defense, self-defense, authority, proportionality, very good, and discrimination. Well, those are universal moral principles. They don't apply just to cases of war. You can apply them to all other moral issues. Maybe if we apply those principles to the field of animal rights, we might solve the problem. You may say, yes, all animals have the right to live. But if they pose a danger to ourselves, we are justified to kill them in self-defense. And we justify killing bacteria and roaches and all of those animals, but with proportionality, and always if there is a legitimate cause and legitimate authority, a doctor, a physician, someone who knows. Of course, that would involve becoming vegetarians, because we can hardly justify killing animals because we don't have any other kind of food. But I would think that's the way to go to solve the problems. That's my genial solution, which I've been thinking about for years. Okay? So, one more point I'd like to make. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, don't animals kill themselves in the wild? Why do we have to care for their welfare if they don't care themselves for it? They kill each other all the time. What is the answer to that?
We kill ourselves too.
Bob, that's not an answer. Two wrongs that make...
They do it for food? What do they do to survive?
They do it to survive? No. Your cat kills mice not to survive, just he does it for fun.
Isn't it a natural survival?
So morally, what does it mean? Are they responsible for what they do?
No.
Why not? No. Okay? They're not responsible because they're not moral agents. Therefore, what they do, they kill each other, is morally irrelevant. It cannot serve as a model to us. It's not as a model for us. Okay? What they do is morally irrelevant. They're not moral agents. So they can do that. That's very, sad if you wish, but that doesn't have any effect on our arguments. I heard somewhere here, they're moral patients. They're not moral patients, okay? Don't fall in that easy trap. Remember I told you at the beginning of the lecture, the fact that animals are not moral agents does not entail they're moral patients. If they were, we wouldn't be discussing anything here because they would have rights. The whole point is, can they be considered moral patients? That is the whole point, okay? Okay, now I'd like, in the little time that we have left, I'd like to do a little bit of the religious views of animals and just give you a couple of strokes concerning animal experimentation, okay? When it comes to religious views of animals, I'd like to briefly talk. You're going to have to do a lot of reading on your own on this topic, but I'm just going to give you some little guidelines. First, about Eastern religions, Asian religions, Buddhism, Hinduism, and especially a religion called Jainism, which is spelled Jainism. Let me repeat the spelling again. Jainism. So the followers of Jainism are called giants. Not giants as a big person, but giants. Giants. Jain. Now, in Jainism, the same as in Hinduism and in Buddhism, there is a belief in reincarnation. So animals are the object of moral care, if only because you can be reborn as an animal. Your soul may be reborn as an animal, in the case of Hinduism or Jainism, okay? Which entails the idea that animals are, in a sense, moral agents, because depending on your karma, you may be reborn. If you were an animal, you may be reborn as a human, or as a god, the different stages of rebirth. Most humans don't get reborn as animals, but it may happen. But animals can go up on the scale and be reborn as humans. So you want to treat them well. Now, this principle of not harming animals, of treating them well, is taken to the extreme in the case of Jainism. This no harm principle is stated in Jainism with the word ahimsa. Let me spell it for you. A-H-I-M-S-A. So again, A-H-I-M-S-A. Ahimsa. This is a word which has become so popular, you need to know it as a matter of general culture. It means non-harming. This principle is not causing any harm to any living being, really, not just to animals. It's taken so much to the extreme that Jain monks, when they walk around, Jain monks and nuns, they carry a broom and they sweep their way as they walk so as not to step on any little form of life by accident, any little insect or something. And they even wear a mask over their mouth and nose so as not to breathe any little invisible form of life and kill it by accident. And they will not set a fire because a fire kills little beings in the air. And what's more, when you put out the fire, you kill the fire. So you don't want to do that either, okay? So they're really, really careful with that. Let me read a little bit from the Jain scriptures so you get the idea from in their own words, okay? He says, all living beings desire happiness and have revulsion from pain and suffering. They are fond of life. They love to live, long to live, and they feel repulsed at the idea of hurt and injury to or destruction of their life. Hence, no living being should be hurt, injured, or killed. All things breathing, all things existing, all things living, all beings whatsoever should not be slain or treated with violence, or insulted, or tortured, or driven away. He who hurts living beings himself, or gets hurt by others, or approves of hurt caused by others, increases the world's hostility towards himself. Earth is afflicted and wretched. It is hard to teach. It has no discrimination. Unenlightened men who suffer from the effects of past deeds cause great pain in a world full of pain already. For in earth, souls are individually embodied. If thinking to gain praise, honor, or respect, or to achieve a good rebirth, or to win salvation, or to escape pain, a man sins against earth, or causes or permits others to do so, he will not gain joy or wisdom. Injury to the earth is like striking, cutting, maiming, or killing a blind man. Knowing this, a man should not sin against earth, or cause or permit others to do so. He who understands the nature of sin against earth is called a true sage who understands karma. And there are many souls embodied in water. Truly, water is alive. He who injures the lives in water does not understand the nature of sin or renounce it. Knowing this, a man should not sin against water, or cause or permit others to do so. He who understands the nature of sin against water is called a true sage who understands karma. By wicked or careless acts, we may destroy fire beings and, moreover, harm other beings by means of fire. For there are creatures living in earth, grass, leaves, wood, cow dung, or dust heaps, and jumping creatures which fall into a fire if they come near it. If touched by fire, they shrivel up, lose their senses, and die. And just as it is the nature of a man to be born and grow old, so it is the nature of a plant to be born and grow old. One is endowed with reason, and so is the other. One is sick, if injured, and so is the other. One grows larger, and so does the other. One changes with time, and so does the other. All beings with 2, 3, 4, or 5 senses, in fact, all creation, know individually pleasure and displeasure, pain, terror, and sorrow. All are full of fears which come from all directions, and yet there exist people who would cause greater pain to them. Some kill animals for sacrifice, some for their skin,